ladies, congratulations. Beautiful inside and out.
Hey! Yeah! Thank you.
Christin, ladies, Sarah, Hillary, Neighborhood Watch, congratulations on being accepted to Houston Comedy Film Festival. Now, I know this is a web series. However, this particular that we're speaking about is episode 105, Save the Chicken.
Yes.
And can we, let me see, who should speak for this one? Christin, I'm gonna let you start in your own words. Can you describe episode Save the Chicken about Hillary and then the craziness with that?
Yes. This really is quite the ensemble piece for all three of us ladies. Just to give us a little bit of a background about like who we are. So Sarah basically plays the nosy neighbor that knows everything in the neighborhood and has everyone's keys. Okay, that's Sarah. She plays Josie. And then Hillary plays Lori, and Lori is a graduate student who's living with her aunt and uncle for college. So that's her backstory and how she's in the neighborhood and that sort of thing. And then my character is Kimberly. I have an army of kids. It's chaos all the time. so
was-
basically, in this particular episode, Lori she's freaking out. She's acting like she's all good, but she's not all good. And, and Kimberly knows it from the first moment of the beginning of the episode when she gets a phone call at like 5 a.m. with her she actually, I think she just needs love. I think Lori just wants like some love. And she calls me at 5 and then it's this perpetual of her just driving me crazy. And then finally we get to it and I'm like, what is wrong? You normally talk to Josie. Why aren't you talking to Josie? And we find out that there is a grudge happening in the neighborhood, that Josie is not happy with Lori. And that's the gist of our episode and how it starts.
Yep.
Oh my God. Josie's face, girl, I'm gonna need you to talk. I need with these facial reactions. I want to go back for a second too, because everything that Christin is saying, and I know that you ladies have been working together for a while. I want to ask you, why did you even accept these roles? Sarah, can I start with you?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm a very picky actor. So I don't just take on anything or I don't just do any project. But the only reason I said yes to doing this was because I believe in Christin and her storytelling and her heart and her vision. And I'm very grateful that she gave me an opportunity to be a part of this because it has honestly just been fulfilling as an actor, but also just as a friend, seeing my friend thrive and create has just been one of the biggest blessings in my life. And I'm so proud of her. And that's literally the reason I said yes to it. I had no idea who Josie was going to be. If you go from the first episode until where we end up landing, I feel like I come into my voice is Josie, but the number one reason I said yes was because I believed in Christin and her vision, and I'm so proud.
Oh, beautiful. And Hillary, I see you smiling. Oh, I love your energy, girl. Look at that smile.
Thank you. What can I say? My response is very similar. I love Christin, right?
Yeah.
So we were already friends before she asked me. And of course, I'm honored that she thought of me. And then I looked at the script. I was like, wow, it's clean.
Yes.
Because, like, in my industry, like, I've had to turn down so many things because, like, what can I say? I like the clean roles. And so I was like, God, thank you for Christin. I know when Christin sends something to me, it's going to be clean, wholesome, something I can play and feel like good about, something that I can show my parents. And my family, and that something that I feel like, because I love God, I was like, I think this is something God will be proud of. And I do feel Christin is anointed for this.
Yeah.
And I'm just speaking blessings upon blessings. Like, I am believing this is the first of many, many projects to come through Christin. So I'm honored. I'm grateful and honored and very happy.
Beautiful. And Christin, what is it like hearing these words? You're glowing, and I love seeing this.
Uh,
What is it like?
It's beautiful because I was really just reflecting earlier today. We had this offline conversation about like what do you need as a filmmaker? Like what are the important things? Community. Community. You cannot do it without community, and I was thinking about that and how, like, in your tribe, like, finding your filmmaker tribe, like, these ladies are part
Yeah.
of my tribe, and we believe in one another, and sometimes you wait so long for someone in the industry to say yes to you. Well, these are the people who are saying yes. You gather those around you who will say yes, so that you can work together and you can be that yes together.
Snaps,
You
snaps. It's powerful stuff right there, and I think that's very true because so many people are looking for this person or idea of what they think Hollywood represents or what greatness or success looks like, and they're forgetting that there are people right there that they're overlooking right in their face.
Mhm.
Wow,
Yeah.
beautiful, and I wanna ask you ladies, so what were some of your favorite highlights, in the creation of this?
Ooh,
There's too many. Wiki
I'm going through
episode.
every episode in my mind. I'm like, "Ooh,
Well,
Okay.
I personally just love the fact that I can just keep calling Kimberly and that she can keep answering because like in real life, like I'm a phone talker. I really am. So the fact that I can play a character that gets to call someone up and they answer and they're there for me at like 5 a.m., I'm like, yes, let's speak this into existence. We need more real friends like that.
And I wanna say, with all of the success that you ladies have had in the creation of it and also getting selected, with the Houston Comedy Film Festival, is there is there any advice? And I wanna be an actor because it's like, I wanna be an actor, but then I also see people like Sydney Sweeney, and they're getting a lot of success right now. Should I take on roles like that? I don't know. What would you say to an actress or an actor like that?
if I could chime in on that, in my 20 plus year experience in the industry, I think if my biggest piece of advice to anyone who is trying to break into the entertainment industry is you always have to have a firm foundation. I would say in God, know your value first before you enter any type of I wish that I had more talks when I was younger about what success like looks like, and if you're not grounded in or rooted and if you don't have a solid foundation to stand upon, it's so easy in this industry to get blindsided, lost, hurt, lose your value, lose your worth, lose your identity. And if you're wrapping up yourself in so many different characters, you can kind of lose who you are. And I think that's a lot of people get and break into Hollywood to become somebody, but I would recommend going into Hollywood knowing who you are going into that, so that way when you're in this crazy world and you start getting all the success, you don't lose the core of who you are. And I agree with what Kristen said earlier, having a good solid community, having family to support you, having friends that understand and ground you, it's so important because you can easily get so lost. I've experienced that myself, and it took some time to find myself again, and I really needed that. Yeah, that's my
Man,
biggest piece of advice. Know who you are and have firm, solid foundation.
thank you for sharing. And Hillary, any advice for any new filmmakers or actors coming up?
I would say if you love it, like I'm always the cheerleader to say, you can do it, follow your dreams, you know? But at the same time, it's like I have to keep it real and be like, okay, listen, there's lots of aspects of the industry that might not be easy. It's going to require a lot of perseverance. But if
Yep.
you have that in you and you keep the faith, definitely you can go for it. But also don't be afraid to say no. Like not everything is for everybody. And like I know some people might say, but my agent sent it to me. I don't care who sent it to you. If it doesn't line up with you and what your values are and your morals are, it is absolutely okay to pass on it. And the right representative should understand that.
Amen to all of this. I'm loving hearing it from you ladies is because not only are you talented, but you also have more things that I know that you're working on. And if you can please share with anyone who doesn't know, I will say, I'll say Sarah. I'm looking at the screen. Sarah, I will start with you. Can you tell people a little bit about your background and what you're working on next?
Oh my Lanta. My background, I started acting professionally. I knew from like a super young age that I wanted to perform and I feel at home when I'm on a film set and there's no greater like place and feeling. And I know I have a heart for people. And so I knew like I just was like, I want to just entertain. I just want from a young age I knew. So I started professionally when I was 14 pursuing it and was very fortunate to have some incredible experiences in my early career. And then I took a nice hiatus to figure out who I am, to decide if I wanted to live a normal life or if I wanted to live the actor life. And once an actor, always an actor. It never leaves you. Once a performer, always a performer. It always stays with you. And so, besides working on this with Kristen, I've honestly been building my social media presence and having a voice in that aspect. And I recently worked on a short film with a dear friend of mine, and that's in the works right now. So just doing little things on the side here and trying to build and make an impact socially and whatever God brings to me via acting, I'm open. I have open arms, open heart.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Of
And
course.
Hillary, what about yourself?
Well, I started out as a child actor. I worked with Nickelodeon. I was on Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark? After that, I became host of Nick Jr. and introduced shows like Dora the Explorer, Bob the Builder, Little Bill. Then I was like, I love hosting. So when I got offered to be a live events host for Radio Disney, I was like, yes, that's more fun because I love working with children and families. And then after that, like recently, I've been doing primarily voiceover work and I just finished narrating like my 200th and something audiobook is now on audible.com. Like, so that was like a huge milestone for me.
Wow.
And thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
girl.
I've been narrating primarily self-help books. Like I narrated this series called Your Compass of the Heart by Clara Joy. I also narrated a series called Daily Devotionals for a Wealth of Virtues, which I wrote myself, which includes prayer and scripture and affirmations. And aside from that, it's always a joy to work with Kristen because while I am a voice actor, I love being on camera. So that's another reason why when Kristen was like, "You want to play Lori?" I was like, "Yes, where's the camera? Where's the lights?" You know?
Oh man, this is amazing, amazing. And Kristen, what about yourself?
So I'm gonna give a little teaser, but we're gonna have some
I ain't
big
saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing.
coming very soon. So the teaser is Neighborhood Watch is actually part of a larger sketch comedy series called Our Lady Show, and it is finished post-production, and we're gonna have some big announcements very, very soon of where you can watch it.
Amazing, amazing. Ladies, congratulations again for being accepted to Houston Comedy Film Festival and amazing spirits, beautiful inside and out. I'm excited for all of you. Super excited. This is just the beginning.
Thank you so much.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!